What's up YouTube, Shamu Aquatics here, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to talk about massive aquariums and what you would stock them with. So if you guys are new to this channel, this is my 240 gallon planted community aquarium. It is 8 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 2 feet tall. And it is home to 74 community fish. Now, I know it looks like it has a million friggin' roselines in here, but there's many other fish in here. Like, I got my rainbows, I got my cories, which you never see all 12 of them out at the same time. Siamese algae eaters, gouramis, and oh yeah, Congo tetras, which are always in the back for some reason. But yeah, 74 smaller community fish. And yes, I am calling these 6.5 inch roseline sharks small community fish. Anything under a foot to me is small. But yeah, now the reason why I decided to go with the route of keeping dozens of smaller community fish is because you can fit a lot of them in the tank this size. Whereas if I wanted Oscars or large South and Central American cichlids, I personally would just put 3 or 4 Oscars in here, because that's as many as I think I could fit in here when they're full grown. Now, some of you guys are probably going to tell me like, oh, you can fit way more Oscars than that in this tank. 3 or 4 would be my ideal number, because with fish that are over a foot long, I don't want the tank to look too crowded. Now, this tank looks crowded, and as you can see, that's probably because most of my fish are just congregating on this side of the tank, while that side is pretty much deserted. But when they spread out, it doesn't look that crowded. But yeah. Now, another option would be African cichlids. Now, I actually love African cichlids, especially the peacocks and the haps. Those colors are amazing. I've seen plenty of amazing African cichlid tanks. Why don't I have an African cichlid tank? Well, I'm going to be brutally honest. 90% of African cichlid tanks I've seen look the same. Still gorgeous, but most of them look the same. Because with African cichlids, and this goes for South and Central American cichlids too, look at how I have this tank scaped. Do you really think I would be able to have this nice driftwood and all these plants in this tank if it had 4 Oscars swimming around in it? Nope. Because I guarantee you, if I took all of these small community fish out and replaced them with 4 Oscars, this tank would no longer be my tank. It would be the Oscars tank. So if I wanted large South and Central American cichlids, this tank would mostly look barren. It would just have a few large, heavy decoration items that the big ass cichlids would not be able to move around. And I could see myself getting bored with that pretty quickly. And same thing with African cichlids. They will destroy live plants. Oscars will even destroy fake plants too. Like, I'm telling you, Oscars will just destroy your tank if you have plants and like dingy little sticks of driftwood in there. But yeah, if I just had 4 Oscars in here, or a few Jack Dempseys or Green Terrors in here, I wouldn't be able to fit that many of them because they get big, so I'd probably get bored pretty quick. But with this big community tank with dozens of community fish, there's always something going on. They're all really active. They're pretty entertaining to watch, and it takes me a lot longer to get bored of them than it would if I just had a few large fish in here. But my future plans, when I have my own place and I'm able to have a fish room with multiple tanks, I would definitely have 3 or 4 large fish tanks, anywhere from 125 all the way up to this big 240. And one of them would be African cichlids, peacocks, and haps. Another one would be a few Oscars, and another one would be a community tank like this, and then another one would be fancy goldfish. Anywhere from 125 to 240 plus gallons. But since I only have one aquarium, I stick with my community tanks because I can have a variety of fish in one tank. Now there's going to be more variety than this in the future. I don't exactly have room for other fish because I have like 25 of these big ass roseline sharks, aka Denison barbs, and some of them I wasn't supposed to keep, but then I saw how big they were, so I'm like, oh yeah, these are mine. But yeah, there'll be a even bigger variety of fish in the years to come when some of these fish age out. But can't wait to see my fish keeping hobby grow so I can finally contract multiple tank syndrome and have all kinds of different fish in the future. Big ass roselines chasing each other. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you had an 8-foot long 240 gallon tank, what would you stock it with? Would you stock it with dozens of smaller community fish like I have? Yes, I'll say it again. This big dude right here is 6.5 inches long. To me, he is still considered a small fish. Would you rather stock it with a bunch of small community fish, or would you rather just stock it with a few large South or Central American cichlids or a bunch of African cichlids? Let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, that is all for today's video. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video after I get some close-up shots.